Now I know you'll remember this polytunnel when it was just an empty bare structure, but I thought you might like to just have a quick look around it now. The little pond that we put in there now has toads in there, and they're great for coming out and eating all the slugs. And then I've got sweet corn in here, lovely nasturtiums, and of course I use those as a sacrifice crop for the caterpillars, although you need to tell my cabbages that. Along the front you can see here we've got courgettes planted. Prior to that we had radishes in there and spring onion. Well, they were really just onion sets, but I had too many of them, so I put them in and harvested them young. Tomatoes at the back, and they're interplanted with French beans. I don't know if you can see that, dwarf French beans. Now you need to tell this guy here that he was supposed to be a dwarf French bean, and look at the size of that. I think I must have got my seeds mixed up. He's about 4 meters tall and doing very well, thank you. And the courgettes so far have been absolutely tremendous. Marvellous. Now the tomatoes, although you can see plenty of fruit on the bush, they're not very tall. You know, they're only about 3 foot tall. For some reason, they just haven't grown very well this year. And I'm buggered if I know what it is that's causing it. Now this little lot is what's left from the asparagus. We had an amazing asparagus crop here. More sacrifice. Now do you remember when I was telling you I'd planted some ginger? Well, I don't know how, but I got canna lilies back. So I'll plant canna lilies next year in the hope that I'll actually get some ginger. Now here you can see all my little pepper plants doing well. I mean, they're more like little dwarf plants this year, but this year was just an experiment, playing around with them to see if we can get them to grow. Now the cues have been great. Cucumbers have been absolutely marvellous, and again you can see they're all over the place here. Now my neighbour Alan gave me a 2-inch tall grapevine, and again look at the size of that, and that's just in a few weeks. So it's all doing very well. Now the herbs have done well, tons of basil, I mean, which is great because I happen to love basil. And then going back down this side, this is where we had a few carrots last year and a couple of cabbages. I mean, look at them now. These are aubergines, and you can see they're all starting to come into fruit now. Tomatoes at the back, and again that was supposed to be about 3 foot tall. Look at the size of it. I mean, again, that's another 3 or 4 meters tall. It's been an amazing year so far in the polytunnel. So what I've tried to do is to crop at every level that I can. You'll notice in the bottom there's onion, then there's tomato, and then even above it there's lettuce. Every space I can, I'm trying to cram stuff in. Oregano, more basil, and even more tomatoes. There's me, I just chucked a whole load of old lettuce seed, and I do mean old lettuce seed. I think it was best before 2014, and I've just chucked it in there really to see what would happen, and it's all grown. So I've used that far end so far as a kind of a nursery crop, and I'm planting it outside. And on the back there, I don't know if you can make that out, but that's all of the kale ready to go out once I can get on top of the caterpillars. And down here is my little seed beds where I do everything. Yeah, that's the leeks. I know they should be out. I know I was just a bit late. So I hope you've enjoyed that quick look around the polytunnel. It's been tremendous this year so far in here. Absolutely first class. Can it knock it?